What's up, guys? Welcome back to Three Ps in the Pods. You speaking with Mike Lowry, the homie Trinity team, and the beautiful Sea Love. All right. So today I want to jump into the topic. So today I want to talk about two powerful moments that was caught on video that shows how quickly that your life can change. Right.
Hmm.
So there were two black men. They were in court. So you know how young black men they can get caught up in the system, right?
Right.
So there was a 16-year-old from North Carolina. He broke down in court after realizing that he is tried as an adult with no bail. I'm sorry, with no bond, right?
Hmm.
And there was another case with a black man that was stirring down his lawyer after he was convicted with several charges, including murder, right?
Soon.
Court may impose a hold without bond. Court finds sufficient allegations to support the charges. Considering the relevant factors and the charges, he is ordered held without bond.
This moment is tough to watch, but it was something that Zaquavius Dawkins' family says they needed to be here for. Simpson accused of killing Dawkins Sunday night along Chester Street. Simpson also accused with attempted first-degree murder involving
felony murder. I sentence you to life without the possibility of parole. Count 2, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 1. Count 3, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 2. Count 10.
So what I want to know is like, how does these moments make you ask yourself, how can we stop this from happening?
Stop what? They're
The
acting out or the time that people are getting.
No, they're acting out. The black youth. So nowadays like they call themselves YNs,
Right.
which stands for, if you don't know, young niggas, right?
Hmm.
So I want to know, like, how do you think that that the community can stop this from happening? Because the system is not made for us. So what they're doing, they out in these streets committing these crimes, and then when they go to court, they want to break down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Cry for their mamas and stuff, not knowing what's gonna happen, the consequences.
So I think it starts in the home. And it's not an excuse for everybody. So mama could be there, but let's say daddy is not in the home. Because I think that's a big part, especially with our communities, the black and
Mhm.
brown communities. If
Right.
daddy not around, then it's the streets that raise you. And even if he's physically there, but he's never home because he hustling legally or illegally, working two, three jobs, whatever the case, you being raised by the environment. So then you become like a product of that. So unless you got some type of quote unquote father figure in your life or somebody to tell you better, then they basically being raised by the streets and by the music because that plays a part in it too. Like, let's be
Yes.
honest. So the stuff that they listen to, they want to act out because they thinking like these rap lyrics are real, not knowing like this straight WWE, man, all entertainment.
Right. Yeah, I agree. That was my next question. I was gonna ask you too. I was gonna ask, like, what do you think that is missing in the community that could have changed their path? But yeah, it's the music, like you said, like it starts at home,
Hmm.
but it's also the environment they're in, like the projects. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because like most parents, so I know sometimes being a single mom it can be hard, especially if you have sons, because once they get like teenagers, they try to talk over you, try to bully you, so much you can do. But it starts at home, and I also believe it's also depends on what environment or like the settings that they're in, that cause them to be that way, like in the hood.
Okay, single mom. What's your aspect on this?
I mean, well, I'm raising a boy. I think it all just has to depend on how you raise your child. Um, I'm like really big on that, on what environment I put him around. I think I've been teaching him since he was probably 6, to kind of be careful of what type of friends he chooses to hang around with. Um,
Yeah, that too.
yeah, so I mean, I teach him that at a very young age. I don't surround myself with a lot of people and a lot of friends as it is. Definitely preach by example. I'm not wilding out or anything like that. My son sees that I go to work, come home, and I'm a mom all the time. So I'm very present in his life, and so is his dad. So I definitely think all of those things have like an aspect or an impact in your life, and then just kind of choosing the right schools, you know, the right community to raise your kids in. Because I'm very picky on that too.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So I want to switch topics. Okay. So
Okay.
this is about a video that I seen on social media. So feel free to watch this clip.
The car to this address. Man, calm down, man. Is your body camera on? Is your body camera on? Is your body camera on? No. Get out the car, Harm. Come on. This is her car. That's fine. And it's here at our house. Put your guns away. No. One of y'all come talk to me. One person. One person. One person talk to me. This is my house. This her car at my house. I don't give a fuck. You on private property. Step over here now. No, you on private property. You recording now? You're under arrest. You recording them, right?
Yes, I am.
You are under arrest right now. For what? For obstruction. Of what? Get over here. I'm done explaining it. Put your gun away. Nope, get over here. Why are y'all behaving like this? The car's registered to this address. Then come over here and talk to me about it. So why are you behaving like that? Y'all got guns on my kid at my house. Well, we don't know anything about it. It's at our house. The address is here. It's not to here. Yes, it is. Where is the address to? Over here. Where your address on? Where your address on your ID?
It's at my mom's house.
It's fucking Cleveland. Get the fuck over here. Man, no. For what? I'll tell you in a minute. I said obstruction. Get over here. You recording?
Yes, I am.
We suing the fuck out of them. Get over here. Come record this.
I'm recording.
Record. Put the gun away, man. What are you doing? What are you doing with the gun out? I don't got a fucking gun, dude. I'm not coming over there, man. You want to get hit with a 40 millimeter? Come to me. I'm not fucking coming to you. Why y'all got them guns like that? I'm not coming over there. You want to get hit with this? Get the fuck over here. You're getting fucking whacked with that. Get the fuck over here. Get the fuck over here. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. You're fucking under arrest. Why? Okay, look, what are y'all doing?
Okay. So imagine you're pulling into your driveway. You're just thinking, finally I made it home. Not noticing that you have been pulled over by a bunch of cops, right? Not only that, the cops get out and they have guns drawn at you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what exactly happened to a black young girl. This is in Ohio. This is the Westlake Police Department. So long story short, she reported her car as stolen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she went to the police station to get it because it was recovered, right? And she was pulling home, and what happened is when she put in the driveway, there was cops that pulled up behind her and they pulled guns out, telling her to get out the car, right? Instead of them asking questions, they just, escalate the whole issue. So from this one, what I want to know is, so we already know like this is a continuing pattern, right? So what I want to know is, how could the police handle these situations without making black people feel threatened? Because each time you see a cop with a black person, they always have guns out, right? So do you think like there's something they should like change within their policies to avoid these from happening in the future?
Yeah, so
What are your
I
thoughts
don't
on
think
that?
that's a real like narrative, right? I know that happened in some places, and I'm only gonna tell you, because I'm an
But you,
advocate for
but you
like
gotta
the
watch this. But look, you gotta watch this video.
No,
This
I
the whole
got you. I
video.
got, and I hear you, but I'm saying I'm a not that particular video. because stuff do happen. But what I'm saying is,
Right.
I'm a advocate like for the police. I think that the police should do their job. Because I myself was stopped last night, um, and
But
it's
look,
because the tags on the car was outdated. I didn't know it was supposed to be done in December. I didn't think about it because in December it's the holiday season. And then you got two, three vehicles. You're not keeping up with that. You're just looking at like the main one. So the one you driving, and then I didn't receive an email or nothing through the mail. Maybe it went through the old address. So I'm driving and I passed like a yield sign, and I'm in the country, what would be considered like a good old boy neighborhood. And he put the bubblegum lights on me when I passed the yield sign. So he pulls me over, and it's a white cop looking like he's straight out the military. He got the fade, the high top fade, in shape, real gung ho, like he's ready. But when he approaches the car, he said, "Hey, do you know why I pulled you over?" So I said, "No, sir." He said, "You passed that yield sign, and the tags are outdated. Um, are you aware, like, what's going on?" I say, "No,
but
I
yours different.
apologize." Huh?
Yours different. See, you got pulled over and he got out and walked to your car. That's different.
Yeah,
But
these people.
if
I
you
did.
get pulled over and all
I
you
saw
see is
that
guns at you,
video.
what you gonna
No,
do?
I know, I get you, but let me finish the story. So then when I
All right.
tell him, and he just like basically give me a warning, and I yes sir, no sir, and like that was it. And I think the situation would have been different. This is where I'm going with the answer. Because I used to respond like this. I think the situation get is different if we get pulled over and we yelling and cussing. Now you can't help guns in your face, but I'm saying in general, if you get stopped by anybody and you respond negative, you're gonna have a negative response to what's going on. So what I
Understandable.
think is the most cops, and like I told you, I'm in a good old boy town. If you're responding properly, then they gonna leave you alone. That's what I think.
How do you expect us to respond properly if
If
you let me
if
out?
you're being approached improperly,
Thank
I think a
you.
lot of it has to
They
do with
aggressive.
training with police officers. I feel like we need to dig more into their history, their background, sorry, their upbringing, because that does matter, and
Hmm.
Yes.
what kind of cults or whatever cults they're like involved in too, because it just feels at this point we're letting anybody become cops,
Hmm.
and we're handing anyone a gun. And I think it starts there. We need to really do like a good background check on who we hire as police officers, because their approach matters. If you're threatened by another race's color, you should not be a police officer, period.
I agree.
And so it's just like, you don't jump out of a car. Yes, I get it, the car was reported stolen, but you got 5 6 officers with you. You don't have to approach one man and a young girl with guns. Like, I think that's
Yes.
just that's crazy.
Yeah, that's my point. What I'm trying to say because I'm like, you got guns and you got about five of y'all. It's just one of me, so
Right.
I should be scared. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and I didn't
No.
understand if that was like his daughter or whatnot. So just imagine your daughter's being pulled over, 5 cops, guns pulled out. You're walking out of your house, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? So I definitely understand that guy's frustration and his approach, because
Mhm.
to him that's his daughter's car. She's getting
Right.
home. So yeah, I think that was just escalated and just handled just wrong.
Right. Yeah.
But I
One
think
thing.
all that goes back, not this situation. I agree with you guys on any situation, and I don't think anybody should be shot like unarmed just because a police is afraid. So I'm with C Love on the part of we got to dig deeper, and maybe they just need training. But what I'm saying, the good cops that are out there, it's a way for us as a community that we need to enlighten. That's part of going back to your first question of enlighten our community on how to respond and how not to respond, because you got them young boys, what you stop me for, your camera on, and they like going crazy, and then this gonna make the cop go crazy. And again, I'm not justifying nothing.
Hmm.
I'm just saying it's the same if we go somewhere and we get in an argument with each other. As a grown man, I'm not about to sit. As a kid, we gonna yell, fuss until fists are throwing. As a grown man, I'm not about to argue with you. Like, no, like what
Right.
we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but also you got to know too. Like, if I see there's a pattern of cops pulling over black men and they end up dead, and you pull me over, I'm gonna say the same shit. You got your camera on because nowadays what you see is a lot of cops. They do be hiding their body cam when they do stupid shit. So you can't say they don't do that. And then especially like if the person is black, because they're most cops are white, right? So as you see now today's videos, they're doing stupid shit. They do anything that's a plot just to either kill you or put you in jail. So I get what you're saying. Yes, they should practice on their response, but also you got to know that some of them are still traumatized, from what they went through in the past. So that also makes a difference on how you approach me because, like, let's say I go to a hood and I get approached wrong. Now, if I go to now if I go to a different hood, I'm gonna have my guard up, just in
Right.
case do the same shit because each hood, they're different hoods, but you pretty much do the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
get what you're saying, but yeah, but it all depends on how the laws interact, with us. That's all I'm trying to say.
No, I got you. But I work like with the local politicians and all of them. So, like I said, I'm gonna give you both aspects of it. So you can see both sides. I'm not saying that every cop is good out there, but definitely not every cop out there is bad.
Right, I got you. Right, and then I agree with C Love. So like like last topic we was talking about how uh people with felons how they should you said how they should like get their license at 5 years. But C Love mentioned about how they should have like a test, to see where they mind at.
Right.
That same concept needs to happen to cops. That's
Yeah.
what I believe. They should have the same process and see where they at because you know from there, okay, motherfucker, you crazy. You don't need to you don't you need to
And
get
check their
this.
history because sometimes there's like several cops who have like a history of treating certain ethnicities bad, and then they leave one police department, they go to another, and a lot of police departments don't even like investigate that until something
Right.
tragic happens, and it's like,
Right.
oh, they had six complaints, or oh, and it's just like, come on, y'all,
Correct.
I'm just hiring
But
anybody to be
just
a cop.
But just so you know, like it all goes back to trauma. What you just said, what C Love was saying about the inmate of the ex-con. So he may have had trauma, and this is how he react violently because he used to seeing wars on the street, or he been through a war, and then that
Mhm.
cop been through war. Maybe he was in a war in the military, or he had war on the street when he was younger and then turned his life around. But either way, they both got some type of trauma that they haven't been dealt with, and it
Right.
comes out violently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Right, I get what you're saying. Yeah. So I have another question since we on this topic. So I
Hmm.
don't know if y'all seen the trending news about Lil Baby.
Yeah.
There. So pretty much he was doing he was shooting a music video
Hmm.
in the hood, and I think there was two people who died.
Yeah. Two 13-year-old kids.
Yeah, they got shot. So what they're doing is they're putting the blame on the baby, right?
Hmm.
Right. What you think about that?
So two things, right? So the first, he didn't actively pull a trigger. So I don't think
Who is
he's
he?
Lil
The
Baby. He
baby?
didn't actively pull a trigger. He shot the video in a rival gang neighborhood. So what the FBI is saying is he purposely went.
I
So the feds picked him up because they said he shot a video in a rival gang neighborhood. So they are saying like he purposely caused the riot and caused the shootout, sort of like you taunting your enemies, and that's the reason the kids got shot. So I don't think he purposely went out there and pulled the trigger in that manner where he's responsible. But the crew that he had with him did get into an altercation with the other guys that's around. So my thoughts on that, because I do think like these rappers should be held accountable. So they say, okay, because I wasn't the one that went out and squeezed the trigger or did A, B, and C, but you're the one with the money and you're the one with the power that they're gonna listen to. So if
Right.
you surrounded by these goons feel that they gotta protect the money, they have to protect the asset. So if
Hmm.
something happens, they not gonna let something happen to you. So you gotta debrief them before you get out there to say, hey, don't do A, B, C, or D unless you defending yourself, or don't purposely put us in a situation where somebody's gonna get hurt and we're gonna be tricked off the streets.
Right, I agree. Yep, and that goes right along with my first topic: how
Hmm.
these young boys, they go to jail. I mean, go to court, then they break down. You know, because they gotta give life or this many years, and that
Right,
goes along with that video because that is what's influenced him to do all this. I'm like, you can't just keep influencing him, and then y'all be out here talking about, oh, we need to stop this, but you need to stop from here.
right.
Step A. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree. I agree. I didn't really watch the whole thing, but I was looking at the article and I'm like, are y'all really trying to charge this man for somebody getting shot at while he was on the video? But what you said kind of make more sense
Yeah.
though. So I agree.
Yeah, and then usually back in my old days I used to do music videos too. And so anyways,
Look, she
it's
said,
actually the
like my
it's the artist's responsibility to hire the security required to be in
Right.
yeah.
these type of environments and know like how many people are going to be out there and stuff like that. So if he didn't do that, then I definitely think he should be accountable.
And that's why I rock with 50, because 50 used to be ignorant too before he didn't have the money. And then he got on. I don't know if you guys remember the event he doing Shreveport. He had Shreveport police out there. So it wasn't the
Hmm.
homies doing security. It was real police and not
Yep,
one
I remember that.
gunshot, not one fight. Like it was a smooth transaction and everybody had fun. So I
Yeah,
think that's what they should start doing at those type of events.
for
Yep,
sure.
I remember that. I remember that day. I ain't gonna forget that day. You had Chris Hurricane mad and shit because
Yeah.
that man was mad because he didn't get caught. I'm like, man, how you in another man's pocket? And you
Right,
supposed to be a
talking about
rapper.
all the money 50 spent, he didn't
uh,
give
uh,
you
uh.
No,
the
street port. No. I'm like, hold up.
like, man, back
Hey,
up, man. That's 50, man.
right. Hey, speaking of the black community, so I'm just learning this today. I'm not pretty sure, Joe. I'm not pretty sure Trinity team if you heard anything, but
Hmm.
today was supposed to be called Blackout Day.
Yeah.
So pretty
Oh,
much
what's that
blackout.
about?
So blackout day, from what I heard today, is pretty much that you cannot spend money on nothing. Only at like a black owned business. So pretty much the message that they're trying to give is, they want to show like these big companies like Walmart and Target, pretty much that we have power because from what I heard is Target lost a lot of money, from black people when black people stopped shopping at their store, when they did that DEI
Hmm.
program. So I didn't really look into it, but they lost. I think it was like 10 billion. I can't remember how much it was, but it was a lot of money lost. So today they just made a blackout day to where they want you to only shop at black
Black
owned
owned
business.
stores.
Right, yeah, just for one day. So I want to know how do you feel about that? What's your thoughts on that?
I think because I think we did it too. Not well, not me. I'm not Mexican, but um, Mexicans did it too. I think like a few weeks ago. I think in order for it to be like an impact, it has to be something more than a day. Because I feel like, you know what I mean.
Right.
I think it really needs to be like a full on strike or something for it to
Yes,
make like a difference. Because I mean,
yes, I agree.
we obviously still need to survive, and after a day, everything's like back to normal. So I don't think it really does
Mhm.
an
and
effect.
I don't really think it's gonna make a difference. I don't think, as the even like they reasoning for it. Like Walmart and Target, they gonna always have people there because they Walmart and Target.
Right.
And taking away that program, Like I don't see nothing wrong with it, right? So it's saying that you don't need a handout. And this is how I read it. Now everybody else could read it wrong or however you guys deem fit. But it's saying that you don't need a handout. You don't need welfare. You don't need food stamps. I don't need extra points because I'm black. You can't I don't need you to hire me because I'm black to fit a quota or to fit a motive or to say you could pay these Indian people under the table. Like we don't need none of that. You know what I mean? So if
Mhm.
we saying that we fair and everything is all equal, then I'm with it because that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm with the Black Eye program because like I don't have nothing against it. I support it. Because how I look at it is I love how your own kind should support your own kind.
Hmm.
Because like my last two topics, the black community with the white community, there's always issues. Like back in the past that you had the segregations and all this BS, right?
Hmm.
And that's still going on today, right? So I support that, but I feel like it all starts with two small things that needs to be handled. The first thing is you can't expect everybody to only support black owned business when you are here scamming motherfuckers. You get what I'm saying? Like for an example, you got black people, that's helping another black person, get an apartment because they record bad, so they can't get an apartment in their name, right? But instead, you out here scamming them out of $1,200, or let's say you doing a taxes and they getting audited or they didn't get their money because you got their federal check being mailed to your house instead of going to their direct deposit.
Bank
You get what
account,
I'm
right?
saying? Right. And then, or let's say, you got somebody, you got some, you want to support, but they prices be outrageous. Like I'm not gonna buy no damn strawberry dipped in chocolate for no damn $200 when I can go to Walmart and get it, for a cheaper price. You get what I'm saying?
I
So
got
that's
you.
so, so that's how I feel. So I support that, but I feel like the first thing right there is
Is
they
it
should
gotta be
stop.
legit?
Exactly. You got to stop that because right now there's a pattern is that you see a lot of black people scamming people. So to me, I'm like, okay, this is a pattern. So I'm not gonna do business with you because I don't trust you because all I see now is they getting scammed, they getting scammed, they getting scammed. I'm gonna be scammed next. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel about that. And then also you got these YNs, these young niggas, black young niggas. You know what I'm saying? What they out here doing, robbing people. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's also plays a factor too. So that's also coming to music. They out here killing people over a few dollars, robbing stores like CVS, stuff like that. So I feel like
Y'all,
those three
have y'all
are
been seeing
factors.
like the people that are like running into Nike, taking all those bags of shoes? There was
Mm-hmm.
one where it was like a group of four young guys that went
Mm-hmm.
into a rancho and like broke into the
Oh, the
Mexican
jury.
ladies. Yes, like
But a lot of that stems from poverty. I'm not saying that it's okay to commit crime, so hear me out. But poverty and lack of education equals a criminal mindset because if you poor and
Yes.
you don't have the means to eat and nobody never taught you a proper way to eat, now you want to go take it from somebody else and now you mad at the world. You feel that people owe you stuff. And I'm telling you from growing up in New Orleans how most of them feel white people owe me this, you owe me this, you owe me that, not knowing that it's a poverty mind state. But once you come out that mind state, then you say, okay, I understand. Well, why is it important to keep my credit good? Okay, now I get it. Why is it important not to make a baby unless I know I'm gonna be with this person forever? Okay, now I get it. So they got it all stems from education, but it starts with the poverty. And then when they get a hold of that, they feel like, all right, I don't have no other way. So it's gonna be robbing and selling drugs. I don't think nobody wakes up to say, I'm gonna be a killer, I'm gonna be a robber today. Like it's all of their circumstances and they feel like they give up on life. You know what I mean?
but there's so many, like, this is America. There's so many damn assistance and help. Apply for
But it's
that
a
shit. Like, why?
Right,
Like, there's no reason for no one to be out here robbing and stealing and killing people. Like, this is fucking America. They help
right.
Americans.
But like you
You
said, it's
know,
a mindset.
it makes no sense.
Right. But it's a mindset, like you said. So it all go back. This all goes back to the environment you're in. You know what I'm saying? It's that mindset. So if they don't get out of that, they won't break that cycle.
Cause
Because
some ain't
because
nobody never taught them. They don't. Some don't
exactly.
even have social security cards. They don't even
Hmm.
know how to actively use a computer. I was a part of that system. That's what I'm telling you.
I
But
know, because
unless
I grew up
somebody,
in that system too.
unless somebody like shows them and sit down with them, they not willing to learn. And when you become a certain age, now not knowing becomes shame. Now it becomes prideful. Now I don't want to tell you that I don't know how to do this. Because in my mind, I feel I should be old enough to know this stuff. And because I don't, now I feel ashamed. So now I'm trying
Yep.
to hide it.
Yep. I agree. Yep.
And that's why we need people mentoring these young men who don't have father figures in their lives or whatnot, because something's got to give. It's too much. I feel like
Yep.
the future is our kids, and our kids are ruined. Like by the time
Right.
they get to high school.
Yep. I feel the same thing. That's how I feel now. I feel that now. Because, like you said, you see them going inside these stores and taking shoes and all this type of stuff, jewelry and all that. I don't recall seeing that when I was a kid. But
Right.
what else scary? So I was talking to my son last week. I was telling him how when I was a kid, how my days was good because living in the hood, we had candy houses. We used to go
Yeah.
inside there. We used to buy food, like buy burgers.
Pickles.
Not
Right.
you know what I'm saying. But nowadays they don't have that, because if you do it now, they're gonna get robbed. You know what I'm saying.
Right.
And then I'm telling him about the candies to eat. Like I told him, like we had Laffy Taffies, we had Now Laters, and he was like, "What's Laffy Taffies? I mean, never heard of those." And then I was telling him about the lemon heads and the Boston
Mm,
beans,
right.
all that. You see, so I'm like, things have
You
changed
just
because
made
like
my
now it's
mouth
getting
water
scary.
because I used to get a pickle, some hot Cheetos, some Chinese candy, some now laters,
See,
some
yeah.
faucets. Oh my god, Kool-Aid pickles,
Hmm. But it
all
don't
of that.
change too. We used to walk, have no
Yeah,
problems
walk right in
walking
the
there.
apartment complex. Walk with your little $2 and
Yup.
the little gum cigarettes. Baby, I was it. I was walking around.
Oh,
I was so
I
cool.
forgot about those. Hey, that shit was cool as a kid though. But nowadays, they don't have that. All they got is social media, guns. Like that's one thing I want to show y'all, after this podcast. But um I don't know where it was at, but this lady had made a post and she was saying that her son is scared to go to school because one of her son classmates had sent him a message was like that he's going to shoot him if he see him at school. But some he did. But I'm like, who the hell in elementary got guns?
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all that, like again, the environment and the music. So I'm
Hmm.
like, how can y'all mentor these kids to not do this? Because y'all keep making the same music, I ain't gonna make it no better. I just feel like it's just getting scary day by day. The whole community, it ain't the same like it was in the past when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
Right.
I remember when I was little, we used to have, and I thought this was so fun, but we used to have like this, like, it was like a church bus, and it was called, damn it, what was it called? I think it was called like the Gospel Lighthouse or something like that. But I remember every day after school, I think it was like a Thursday or a Friday. Every Friday they would go to the school and they would park and they would set up like a stage, little mat, a tarp, and they would like teach the kids about God. They had prizes, they had candy. So, I was first row right there,
I know, I know what
celebrating.
you're talking about. We had that too. I forgot the name, but
It was
we
an
had,
Oak Cliff, and I was like, and then when I got
yeah, we had
older,
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, when I got older, I ended up taking my kids to that church. But I feel like we need more of that. Like there's not more of that going
Man,
on.
what's the name of it? We had that too. It was in Oak Cliff. Yeah, I don't know the name of it. I stopped going for one reason because they kept trying to baptize me, and they was saying somebody might be
Uh,
baptized 7 times. I'm like, and I'm like, so I ain't here. We don't damn baptized no damn 7 times. Hell. You know what I'm saying? That's why I stopped going. But I forgot the name. It was like it was a big bus, and they used to pull up
oh,
in
it
the
was called
apartment.
Dallas Metro.
It was that I can't
It was
remember,
called Dallas Metro. Yes, because
but
I
I know you're talking
remember
about.
I became friends with like the pastor. His name was Pastor Abel. I was a little baby. I had a Ten Commandments memorized. I'll be up there on stage. The first commandment.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that was man.
So
Like it
fun,
was fun. Yeah,
fun. But it's
yeah.
like we don't have that. Trinity, you
But
need
you
to
know what?
create something.
I know I
Churches are
got
different too. But
For
churches are different too
real.
nowadays because some churches, I ain't gonna say all churches are all pastors, but nowadays everybody's about money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything's about money
Yeah.
now. So it's like it's not the same when we was growing up.
Right.
Everything
Everything
is the
was
same.
so like carefree and it's just different times. It's different times.
Yeah, but if you teach the kids about morals and respect, then they'll
Hmm.
understand. So, like
Right.
I said, what happened is they become mad at life. I'm telling you from experience. So,
Yeah.
because they become mad at life, now I don't care about me. So if I don't care about me, then I don't care about you. So this is why God said in the Bible, you got to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And I
Hmm.
Hmm.
never understood what that means. But why does he say love your neighbor like yourself? Because if you love yourself, you're not going to go out here and do anything crazy. You're going to be
Right.
mindful of what's going on. But if I
Yeah.
don't love myself and I have self-hate, then I don't care
Deacon.
what happens to you.
My
Great.
deacon. There you go.
It's the truth.
Amen.
Talk about the
That's what
real
I'm talking
definition
about.
of self-love. I
Right?
Yeah.
definitely think that the
My
the
boy went down.
definition of self-love is
Yeah, it's the truth,
yourself
bro. I
first.
never understood. And
Hey,
then
I
when I
know. Yeah.
learned it, I was like, oh, now I know what that means. Cause when I was
Mhm.
head first and I didn't care about you because I didn't care about me.
True.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. Yeah. Yep. But all this rolls back to the first topic. It all starts at home and that small environment
Yeah.
we're in. That affects everything. So if they still living in the hood, trying to live off government and all that, they gotta break that cycle.
Right.
Yeah. You gotta want better for yourself and your kids, all of that.
Yep. You know what's crazy? Uh this you might people might I hear people say this a lot, but this is how I learned about my life. So growing up, I used to watch movies. So one movie that was like an eye opener to me was the Will Smith movie, Pursue what's that? Pursue Life of Happiness.
Oh, with
Pursuit of
him and his
Happiness with
son?
Will Smith.
Uh
Pursuit of
yeah,
Happiness.
when I seen that movie, like how he struggled, it was hard to get a job. It was more like an eye opener.
I cried. I was over here.
I ain't crying.
I'm a crybaby because I always think, you know what I mean? It is hard. I'm a
Mhm,
single mom and it is hard. And then my
mhm.
son the other day, he was sick. So he was here with me all day. And then, with work and stuff, managing the team and with executive, he was like, Mom, you deal with a lot. And I'm like, dude, and then you wonder why I'm always pissed off when you get home. And I was like,
Right.
this is why I was like, I deal with so much, and then I have to log off, and then I have to be a mom, and then I have to cater to y'all. I was like, there's no break. And then I finally got to lay down. I think it was like 9:30. He was like, wow, Mom, you've been up since 4:30 and you're just now laying down. And I'm like, it's just how it is. I was like,
Mhm,
because if I don't do it, who's gonna do it?
mhm.
So in essence, I'm kind of glad that my son saw that because
You got a
like
full
he gets
understanding
to
now.
understand like why I tell him, what I tell him, and
Mhm.
so yeah, I definitely, yeah, been
Yep, that's
involved.
another eye opener.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep,
That was mine, seeing that, and then watching like gangster movies. Have people out in the streets. Because when I was a kid, well, I used to say I used to think it was cool, you know. So, you know, I was living in the hood, you know. So what you around, you think it's cool, you know,
Yeah,
sagging and stuff like that, trying to be hood. But watching those movies, you know, it kind of changed me. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, nah, because doing
that's not.
this,
Yeah,
it's gonna put me here. So let me go ahead and change to this person, you know. So that's what kind of changed me.
yeah,
Where did the team go? He must got a call.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what changed me.
Yeah, I think that's very important. I know I really stay on my son because it's not easy, like raising a son or a man
Mm,
and stuff. And so the minute, like he does have kids who do certain things at school, and he'll be like, "This boy walks around with all this money, and he does this and all this," and I'm like, "Well, how do you feel about that?" You know?
want to be cool. Yeah, they think yeah, because you know when you see the situation, they'll think, oh, he's cool, he's popular.
Right.
I want to be this person, but not knowing the
Right,
consequences.
and that's kind of how I know like where my son's mind is at, because I'll be like, well,
Hmm.
how do you feel about it, or what do you think, and then he'll be like, that's dumb, mom, I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna be a doctor, and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and it's just like, oh, thank you, Jesus, because if
Right.
you were gonna say for 1 second that it was cool, then I got something to worry about,
Hmm.
I gotta go run to the bank then, like,
Right.
yeah, but it's stuff like that that you just kind of have to, you got to really check in with your kids and be present, because at all phases of life, especially the teens, like our kids battle different emotions than we did when we were young, like now they're facing all kinds of different bullying and internet stuff. So,
Yeah, they don't
yeah,
change it. We didn't have that back then, internet or none of that.
right, right. Yeah. I think it's important to check in with our kids.
Hmm.
I'm
Yep.
going to take mine to the park. I don't think Trinity 2 is going to join us back in.
Yeah, he's not. But okay, guys, that's the end of the topic. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Bye.